Today, I want to talk to you about your secret fat loss weapon. Welcome, everyone. My name is Lisa Holton. I am a personal trainer and nutrition coach. I have been in the health and fitness space for about 17 years now. My specialty is helping women learn to balance their hormones naturally through diet and exercise. I truly love helping women learn how to get healthy and how to feel their best. And today, I just want to talk to you about your secret fat loss weapon. Let's dive in. All right. The secret fat loss weapon is, drumroll, strength training. Dun, dun, dun. I know, you're probably thinking, I already know this. But I think there's a lot about strength training that you might not know. So when I say strength training, I mean lifting weights. And when I say lifting weights, like for me and my clients, that means lifting heavy weights. Now, a lot of people will ask me, well, what is heavy? Well, heavy is relative because for someone who's a beginner and who's never exercised before, or maybe you're coming off an injury, 5 or 8 pounds might be heavy to you. But if you've lifted weights before, if you were a past athlete, if you currently lift weights, maybe lifting 25, 30, 40, 50 pounds seems heavy to you. So heavy is all relative, and making sure you're lifting heavy enough weights for your body is crucial. So stay tuned. I'll share some tips with how to know how heavy to lift at the end of this. All right, so first off, strength training is not just great for fat loss. It also helps to strengthen our bones, which I know we don't want to talk about, but that is critical as we get older. Us women, as we get older, most of us, a high percentage of us, tend to develop osteoporosis and osteopenia. What that means is your bones get brittle and they get weak. So if you were to fall, your chance of breaking your bone is very high. New research has also come out that when an older person breaks their bones, the chance of them going back home and living at home by themselves is very unlikely. So if you're thinking that and you're like, I don't want to think about that right now, or I don't want to talk about what's going to happen to me in 30 years from now, that is what you need to be thinking about. Okay, we're not training anymore to look good on our vacation, or we're not training anymore to look good in a bikini. If you are in your 40s or 50s or 60s, you are training right now so that you can stay mobile and live at home for as long as possible. That's what you're training for. And I know that doesn't sound sexy. It might not sound like fun. Yes, you can incorporate, maybe you want to lean out to look better in that bikini or whatever it might be. But honestly, your goal right now, when you start lifting weights, is so that you can be healthier and mobile as you get older, so that you can enjoy those years, because those years will come. And you are either going to be the person in the nursing home not being able to do anything, or you can enjoy those years because of what you are doing now. So strength training helps to strengthen your bones, which will help you to obviously decrease your risk of osteoporosis, osteopenia, decrease your risk of injuring yourself if you fall. Another thing strength training does is it actually helps with balance and coordination, which helps you to not fall as much either. So when you lift weights, you're not only strengthening the muscle, you're strengthening the bone, you're strengthening your coordination, you're strengthening your balance, and you're strengthening your core muscles. So those core muscles is basically rib cage down through the hips and all the way around through that low back area. And that gets strengthened when you strength train. And that is something you need for balance and stability as well. All right. Next thing that strength training does is it makes everyday tasks easier. So if you're, let's say, for example, you have a kid moving off to college. I have a kid moving off to college here later this month. We've got to move couches, we have to move chairs, tables, etc. If you're not strength training, it makes lifting those things a lot harder. Maybe you can't even do it. It makes your, recovery the next day that much harder. But if you lift weights, it makes all of those everyday life activities a lot easier, and your recovery time is very minimal, or you might not even need to recover because it's just all normal for you. Lifting weights also reduces your injuries. So it reduces your chance of getting injured, I should say, because when you strength train, again, you're working on your balance and coordination. So the chance of you falling and hurting yourself decreases, okay? The chance of you, hurting yourself by, falling or slipping or having to catch yourself, all of that decreases just because you are strengthening your muscles and your bones. You're strengthening that coordination and that balance, all of which you need to help prevent injury and falls as we get older. I want to talk about two more things really quick. So the other thing is strength training and exercise as a whole has been shown by lots of different research to reduce depression and anxiety. So if you are someone who feels anxious or feels depressed, exercising has been shown to help with that. So lift some weights, go to a group exercise class, go outside for a walk, do something. It will give you that endorphin hit. That's what, or that dopamine hit. That's what exercise does, is it triggers dopamine in the brain, which is like that happy chemical. And so if you are feeling like this, go ahead and try exercise. You might notice that you feel a lot better on days when you exercise. All right, and then last, I kind of want to circle back to that first point I made, which was strength training helps to build lean muscle. The more muscle you have on your body, the less fat you have on your body. Now, there is a difference between people who lose weight and lose fat. So a lot of people will go do a fad diet and they'll lose like 30 pounds in 30 days and they don't exercise with it. Those people generally look like a skinnier version of their fat self, I say. That's literally what they look like. People who lose fat though, okay, so you're losing fat. If you lose weight, so let's say that person that lost 30 pounds in 30 days, they're generally not losing fat. What they're losing is water weight. They're losing muscle because they're not strength training. They're losing fluids. Generally, that's what that is. Your body will hold on to fat and let that go last because it's an energy source for the body and it's very protective of the body and the organs, okay? If you lose fat, and you can lose fat by strength training and eating enough food. So if you are someone who's wanting to lose weight, if you lose fat, instead, you will change your body. So instead of looking like a skinnier version of your fat self, your body will actually change and you will have a transformation that will look amazing. You will look leaner, and not just leaner, but you're gonna get that toned look. Like as a trainer, I really don't like that word, but I feel like the general public understands that word. You're gonna look toned. You'll look good. You're gonna be like, that lady works out, right? Like that's what we all want. Like we all work out and we go to the gym, right? If you are someone that does that. And it's like, I don't wanna walk around looking like I don't work out. Like you want to look like you work out. That's what fat loss is. So we gotta pick up the weights. How to know if your weight is heavy enough for you? Here's the key. So when you are doing a weight, let's say, or an exercise, let's say a squat. If you are doing 10 reps of a squat, by rep 7 or 8, you should really be feeling your legs and your butt working. If you're not, if you got done with the 10 and you're like, I didn't feel anything, I could do 10 more right now without taking a break, your weight is not heavy enough for you. So increase weight, try it again and see how that goes and keep going, which is why tracking your weight is so important so that you can see how much stronger you're getting. You can see, what did I lift last week? Can I lift a little bit more this week or not? And you know what? It's okay to try a weight and be like, oh, no, too heavy. I have to go back down. That's okay. That's how you know, and that's how you get stronger. Because say you're doing 20 pounds on the squat and you try 25, and maybe you can only do 5, and then you say, that's too much. I'm going to go back down to 20. Great. Next time you squat, try to do 6 reps, and then try to do 7 reps at that new weight. And that's how we get stronger. You're not just going to jump from one to the other and all of a sudden be like, oh, wow, like I can now do 50 pounds. That's not how it works. It's like small incremental steps along the way will get you there. And strength does take time, so just know that. And we also want to make sure we're eating enough food to sustain those workouts and to build muscle, because muscle does require fuel. So we do need to make sure we're eating enough food to fuel our body and fuel those workouts. If you want to know how to fuel your workouts properly, just drop the word fuel below, and I can send you my Fuel Your Fitness guide, which gives my 3 favorite tips on how to fuel your workout. All right, so there is your secret weapon for fat loss. It's strength training. It's one of my favorite things. I would way rather strength train over cardio any day of the week. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Just remember to comment the word fuel, F-U-E-L, if you want that Fuel Your Fitness guide with my 3 tips on it. Okay, I hope this helps you all, and I can't wait to see you get stronger.